to Scarf Week. I'm Lauren from the Thinking Closet, and it's been a blast so far sharing some video tutorials of some of my DIY scarves. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you're just tuning in, we are taking this opportunity during Shark Week to embrace a really bad pun, Scarf Week. And it's fun for everyone because maybe you love Shark Week, but you want to feel like you're being productive while watching those hours and hours of shark attack footage. Well, we have scarf tutorials for you, 16 of them this week. It's also for the people who kind of sort of hate Shark Week and want to just turn off the television and distract themselves with a craft. So you're all covered, pretty much. And today we are just going to jump right into my third of 4 video tutorials. In today's video tutorial, we are going to be venturing a little bit away from the t-shirt infinity scarves that we've done the last 2 days. We've had the tie-dye infinity scarf, we've had the no-sew t-shirt yarn infinity scarf. We are going to be creating a stamped word search scarf, or bandana. Don't ask me how I thought of this idea. It was one of those, you start here and you end here. But what I'm really excited about with this project is its potential to be a great gift for anyone of any age. Because here's the thing, with a word search, you're going to be hiding in this jumble of letters, words that are significant to that person. So whether it's a little kid and they're learning how to read and spell and you're tucking in words from Frozen, or whether it's your spouse or your significant other and you're tucking in words that are meaningful to you in your relationship or dates that are significant, it's going to mean a lot to them just because it's so customized. Basically, you need to make one for every single person you know. Now, well, not right now, but after this video. Then. Let's just jump in, shall we, and talk supplies. Okay, first you're going to need some kerchiefs or plain bandanas. I bought these for 99 cents at Hobby Lobby. So check out your local craft store, hobby store. They might have some for you. You could also sew your own. Just has like a little bit of a rolled hem here on the side, so you can look up tutorials on how to do that. I may have looked them up and may have thought, might be easier just to buy them, and cheaper. Also, you're going to need some fabric paint, or you can also use acrylic paint mixed with fabric medium. Now this stuff is liquid gold. I don't know if you've ever used it before. Essentially, you can use 2 parts acrylic paint, 1 part fabric medium, and transform any acrylic paint into fabric paint. I know. I've used it on many projects and it's held up really well. You're also going to need something to mark your fabric, either like a chalking pen or pencil, a container for your paint, foam brush, small one will do, yardstick, a scrap of fabric for doing test runs on, and some foam letters, numbers, whatever you want to use on your scarf. I've actually had these for over 5 years. I bought them when we made our wedding programs. You can still see the blue paint. They've held up wonderfully, and these are actually what inspired this whole project. I'll have the link down below of exactly which type of stamps that I have, but feel free to use whatever you can get your hands on. Now, I do recommend the foam variety rather than rubber stamps, just because when you're working with paint like this that can be a little bit thick, this is going to be much easier to apply than something with a lot of tiny grooves. Last but not least, an apron to cover your clothes, tablecloth to protect your table, and something that you can't see in this picture, an iron and an ironing board that you're going to need to press everything beforehand and after. So let's stop jibber-jabbering and let's get started. First step I've already completed, and that is to wash and dry your scarves and then iron them, press them. You want to get all the what I call road dirt off of them from being in the store, any kind of residue that might keep the fabric paint from adhering to the scarf. First, you're going to want to pour your fabric paint into a container or mix your medium with your fabric paint. Mix it real nice and good, and you don't need too much for this, just a little bit. You're actually going to take a lot of it off your brush, so don't go too crazy. Set that aside. Next, we're going to place the yardstick on the bottom so that it can be a guide for our bottommost row of text. So for these foam letters, I'm just sort of eyeballing the first one the top of that foam stamp sort of brushes up against the yardstick, and that way I'll be able to keep a semi-straight line going across. Now we're not going for perfection here. This is me talking to myself because I'm a perfectionist. But if we can have a semi-straight line, that will be good. You'll notice in my practice round, it's anything but straight. Still looks kind of cool. Now honestly, not all scarves were created equal. This is a little bit of a wonky one, but I'm just going to do my best eyeballing it. Now comes the first layer of the stamps. If you're smart, you will probably want to plot out at least the significant words and where you want them. Somebody likes to wing it sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do. I do know, however, that I want to put Mark's name in one of the corners. So I'm going to start with that. Now in my test run I learned you do not need a whole lot of paint in order to make a solid stamp, especially not on thin fabric like this cotton. Notice I'm just doing a light level of paint. I don't have very much paint at all. And now I'm going to stamp it. First one's always the scariest. Give it some nice pressure. Lift it up. There you have it. And most of it came off the stamp. Already it's a little bit off somehow, but that's all right. I just love these block lettering. I love that they look kind of rustic, a little bit weathered, just totally our style. There we have it, the first word. And now I'm just going to start using random letters that are not at all words. And I really am kind of winging this one, guys. Haven't done too much pre-planning, which I think is good sometimes. Even gonna throw in some numbers. Why not? Hey, it almost looks like a license plate. Okay, now you'll see my completed first line. Pretty quickly, you'll notice that some of the letters are backwards. Oh, sure, that was intentional. Not. It's easy to get thrown off because they look right side on the stamp. You just start zoning out, you forget. So just remember they should look backwards. I'm obviously now going to embrace backwards letters. Maybe it sort of adds to the eclectic vibe, the jumbled feel. I don't know, I often find that the mistakes in my projects end up making them more unique. That's my glass half full perspective. So first line is done. It's not completely straight here. That's okay. Again, we're embracing it, the quirks. Okay, so it took a little bit of math, and I won't bore you with the details, but it ends up that it's about a 21-inch scarf, so I just sort of drew lines on the side, even onto my tablecloth, of 3 inches apart. And so that will help me sort of set my top. Looks about right. And then if I come down, cool. Let's give it a go. Read your bottle of fabric medium to know how long to heat set your fabric with a dry iron. Mine just called for 30 seconds of heat set. That'll help ensure that your paint doesn't come off in the wash. beautiful, no? I'm so excited to give this to Mark. You see all the words that I tucked in there? Some numbers too. And knowing him, he will probably wear it wrapped around his forehead like this. Me, on the other hand, if I were to hijack this, which I very well might, I would probably wear it like a schmata, like this. This is my favorite, like, go-to for when I want to be a pirate or for when I want to, like, work without worrying about my hair getting in the face. And you'll notice if I wear it like that, look whose name is on the side. Yeah, planned it. And if you gave this to a kid, it would be really fun to use as a doll blanket or as a superhero cape. The possibilities are endless. Bottom line is, the recipient is bound to feel very seen and very loved with a word search scarf custom stamped just for them. So, what are you waiting for? Go, 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 go! Go create one! This has been another fun video tutorial. There is one more to come tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned. And if you haven't done so already, I would love for you to become a YouTube subscriber by clicking on the subscribe button below. That way you can stay in the loop on all things Thinking Closet. See you next time! Hello, hello, hello! Now I'm using this guard stick as a guide so that I can place the top of the, what's it called? Stamped word search scarf. Stamped word search scarf, stamped word search scarf. Ooh, it's a good tongue twister.